only certain families in Barolo that can make a wine like this. And let me tell you why. Wines like these have roots. Roots. Foundational roots. Vineyard roots. Wines like these can be made by quite a few companies, but only a few actually are. Now, what do I mean? Damilano, name Damilano on the front, but let's rewind. The progeny, the family actually goes back to the 1800s, and it was the Borgogno family, which, if you're familiar with the name Borgogno in Piemonte, it is one of the names, one of the names. Now, Giuseppe Borgogno had the vineyards in the 1800s. He passed these along to his son-in-law, Giacomo Damilano, and that's where the winery had its current name. But the heart, the soul of this wine goes back to the early days in Piemonte and Barolo. So these are vineyards from the commune of Barolo. The top guys in the 1800s already knew what the best sites were. They kind of put their stakes in, their claims, if you will. So wineries like Borgogno, Damilano, Chiaraboschi, I mean, these are long-term vineyards that have been passed down. Now, what can you do with these vineyards? Well, a lot of properties would take the vineyards and blend them out with a bunch of other wine, or make a Barolo that's meh. Other wineries would take these treasured vineyards and only make single vineyard offerings from them, leaving some mediocre vineyards for their regular Barolo bottling. Or some wineries could take the best parts of these vineyards, make their single vineyard offerings, then take the still great parts and blend them back into a miraculous wine for the money. Now, that's what these guys do. That's what Damilano does. Other wineries do this too, right? Vietti done it for a number of years. Their Barolo Castiglione is this classic, beautiful Barolo Classico that is produced from some of the top vineyards in Barolo. And that kind of used to be our go-to. The Castiglione was a fabulous wine for the money. Still is a fabulous wine, but I can't say for the money as much anymore. The price of that has crept up a lot. So as a company, we were like, where is our next Vietti Castiglione gonna come from? And is right in front of us the whole time, Lecinquevigne. You guys killed it last year with the 2019 of this wine. This is the brand new 2020. And kids, you're gonna kill it again. So, Lecinquevigne, what does the name imply? The 5 vineyards, right? What 5 vineyards are we talking about here? Well, 4 of them are undisputed Grand Cru tippity-top sites. You have Canubi and Liste in the commune of Barolo, and you have Brunate and Cerrecchio in the commune of La Mora, just right over the Barolo border. So actually these vineyards, all 4 vineyards are actually quite close to each other, but 2 of them, when they originally had them, were just over the line in La Mora, and 2 of them were in Barolo. But remember, back in the 1800s, it was all just friggin' Barolo, right? So you have 4 undisputed Grand Cru vineyards, and then the last vineyard in this wine is actually a vineyard on the come up. It's Raviole. I know. And yeah. Raviole with an E at the end. More than one raviole is ravioli. And this is raviole. It's just the one vineyard. And it's in the far northeast quadrant of Barolo in Granzane Cavour. And Granzane Cavour was an area that really didn't get a lot of run for a number of years, although it's a very historical area in Barolo. But now the vineyards in Granzane Cavour, as well as Verduno and some of these other areas, are starting to get some serious run. So basically 4 out of the 5 vineyards produce single vineyard offerings for multiple wineries that retail for well over $100, up to $500 a bottle. And the last one, the top vineyards from that one go into their raviole bottling that retails for $80, to give you some idea of the quality of the vineyards here. Now, you're thinking, oh, they must cheat or do. No, there's no cheating, there's no tricks, there's no drama, just top sites, large Slavonian oak barrels, classic Barolo aging. That's it, baby. Once in a while we try to make stuff complicated, and sometimes it's just not that complicated, huh? But the tough part is getting the vineyards to make this wine, and then the second tough part is saying, we're gonna make this wine from those vineyards. It doesn't happen all the time. When it does, it's special. And this is special, boy. 2020, what a... We've commented, yum. We've commented before on 2020 as being this dangerous vintage. When I say dangerous, I mean, this is a vintage that's easy, warmer year, fun, silky tannins, just real creamy middle. A vintage that's built to age beautifully midterm and deliver just oodles of flavor for, when I say midterm, probably 15 to 20 years, right? This is a endearing vineyard where the spice and the macerated strawberry character come through even stronger in the Nebbiolo wines. The aromatics are already soaring out of the glass. These are not closed, reserved, somber wines. These are delightful, how you doing Barolos, which I kind of love. But the thing is, they're not that in a weak way or diluted or a simple way. The vintage has plenty of weight, richness, and power. Charming, endearing, but broad-shouldered wines. This one's no exception. This is, see, the combination works perfectly because the La Mora vineyards, Brunate and Trequio, there's a lot of vineyards, guys, sorry. Brunate and Trequio deliver that little juicier, red-fruited mid-palate, right? While the Liste and the Canubi provide these base notes, this backbone, this classic structured Barolo, classic Barolo frame to it. And the Ravioli provides this lift, this brightness, this just extra ethereal aromatic complexity. All right, so the whole conversation is we're talking about this. It's kind of like we're talking about a wine that should be like $100, right? I mean, you talk about the vineyards involved and you talk about everything, and in fact, the wine's $35. That's what makes this sensational. They don't need to do this. The winery does this because they feel compelled to, and because they can, and that is the key here. 94 points for Wine Spectator. Take a look in the Wine Spectator, see which other wines garnered 94 points from them in their blind tastings in the 2020 vintage for Barolo, and you'll be shocked at some of the mates that this wine has. Wines from Giacosa, from Gaia, from Luigi Einaudi, from really, really top single parcel $300 wines, $500 wines, all tasted blind, and this wine ended up right there with them. Too easy. Like, you almost want, no, I don't want the wine to fight me. I wanted to have this experience right now. This Nebbiolo with silky tannins is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm going to drink this tonight. Maybe with some ravioli.